So now that we've had this trailer for a year, we're finally going to do a review of it. I'm Casey from Gray Ribbon Adventures. My beautiful bride is behind the camera. What do you have here? This is a 2024 Arkto Campers G12. Let's go through some of the major features of this, and then I'll show you some of the finer details like the wiring and plumbing and things like that. For the overall camper, from stem to stern to the end of the spare tire is about 19 foot 3 inches. It's roughly about a 15-foot box. So we'll start here on the front. They all come equipped, full galvanized chassis, and each of them has the max coupler on it. All right, so you have fully articulating coupler. You have your ARC 750 off-road tongue jack on here. They all come with a 2-inch receiver so that you can put a bike rack or something similar on them. Corner steadies at all 4 corners. These are actually the upgraded ARC heavy duties. As long as they're both pointed up and down, you can actually jack the entire side of the trailer up for ease of changing a tire. The ones that come on here without upgrading are not able to do that. However, they will do the job of steadying just fine. Some of the requirements that we had for a trailer when we were looking, some people say, why did you go all the way to Canada for a trailer? Well, to be honest, there are no manufacturers in the US that made exactly what we wanted or what we wanted for what we were willing to pay and what met our budget. The Arkto has an immense amount of storage, which is a major thing that made us decide that we wanted it. So to illustrate some of that, you have the tongue box, which features a ton of space in it. Right now it's full of our stuff, but we have chairs, the dog beds, everything in there. Maybe a little later I'll pull everything out and show you how much we can actually get in there. Each trailer comes with a 75-liter fridge freezer. So you've got 2 sides on there. You can have it independent. Not going to bother reviewing the IceCo because, for one thing, plenty of reviews on them. The other thing, there's no guarantee that they're always going to come with this fridge. It depends on availability. But as you can see, you have a little extra space here that you can keep some items. And there's also a latch on the side of it so that you can latch your front door and keep it from closing. Now, I will offer you a pro tip if you are thinking of buying this unit. Do not close your fridge up while your door is still attached to it. It will end badly. The door that comes on all of these also has a separate screen door, which is fantastic. It allows you to have a lot of airflow in there. Also keeps the dogs at bay with a handy dandy little access hatch here that's perfect for petting heads. Fold down utility table here. As you can see, it's great for holding leashes, water bottles, paper towels, whatever you want. 12 cubic foot pantry. This is fantastic. Now, we don't keep everything loose in here. We actually pack everything in these front runner folding soft-sided boxes fit perfectly in here. You can actually get 3 across. So if you're thinking of something to keep your stuff in, these are awesome. But as you can see, once we're here at camp, we just unpack everything. That way it's easy to access while you're cooking. Not only do you have all this space in the kitchen, but you also have additional 110 volt outlets, as well as another standard 12 volt and more USB ports. They all come with a spice rack or a drying rack, standard sink. You have your regular RV Dometic 2-burner stove, pretty standard. Again, with the storage theme, 2 massive pull-out drawers to put all your stuff in. Now these dividers, I actually bought these on Amazon. They don't come with it. The drawers are just naked when you buy it. Also a small amount of storage here that we keep our cleaning products. Nice little elastic band to keep your drying towel on. This table also folds out or folds in if you don't need it or you're not using the stove. That way you can have a little more clearance. And if you'll notice here, they actually incorporated some carbon fiber legs just to give it a little more support. With more attention to detail, 2024, I believe, was the year that they introduced this awesome drip rail. So now there's still some, but very, very little rain that will actually make it from behind the awning when it's deployed. I'm not going to bother showing you the awning. Standard OVS 270 awning. Everybody's seen them. Everybody has one. Another detail that I love that they incorporated, you've got two recovery hooks here that are fully rated to take the load of the entire trailer. Now, these are sharp edged, so you're not going to be using your soft shackles on these. So make sure you actually have appropriate recovery gear with you if you're going to use these. Full-size spare does not come with this amazing cover. Each of the trailers comes with an OVS fold-out shower enclosure, and you have your shower hookup right here. So you've got hot and cold water. You can just hook up your shower. Exterior lighting here, and there was also exterior lighting by the kitchen. You can toggle it between white light and amber light, which is pretty nice. Some more details that I love they incorporated. You've got a small hook here, and there's an incorporated one, or a matching one, I'm sorry, on the front of the trailer that I'll show you. These are where you hook up your tensioning cables for the 270 awning. So it's just small details like that that I really appreciate, and you're not looking around trying to find where the heck to hook this thing up at. And here I wanted to point out is that matching attachment point on the front for tightening up the awning. All right, more storage. This is all under the bed. Goes all the way to the side of the pantry. The inverter is back here as well, so there's plenty of room. We tend to put our heavier stuff back here only because the trailer is naturally very tongue heavy, so this helps offset a bit of it. Truma Combi hot water heater and heater, all gas operated. Now I just want to show you some of the details in here, how beautiful the work is. So you have your water pump back there. Everything is plumbed nice and neat. Everything's well insulated. Just very well done craftsmanship. There's something else to notice here. You'll see me constantly saying this. I love all the small details and everything that Arkto put into this. You've got magnetic stays here to keep the doors open. Now, April learned this the hard way yesterday. We're here in the Badlands, and it was 40+ mph sustained winds yesterday. And she put this up to get something out, and it came crashing down on her head. It's a magnet, not a miracle worker. But you also have just details like this, where they incorporate their logo into a lot of the metal work. It just speaks to the quality of everything. The hinges, the struts, the design of the entire roof system, it's just top notch. Your freshwater hookup here. This is just a vent for the battery compartment. Technically, you don't need it. It has lithium iron phosphate batteries. However, due to code, you got to have a vented battery compartment. These are Arctic Tern-like windows. Love it, very well insulated. As you can see, tons of opening for allowing the air inside. You've got your 110 volt plug-in right here, just standard extension cord. And you've got an SAE plug for external solar if you want to have additional solar. We actually carry panels with us because if we're parked anywhere that's super shady, then the solar panels on the roof aren't going to do much good. That's right, more storage. This goes underneath to the back of the fridge area here, and this actually goes to a door that you'll see is accessible from the inside as well. In this compartment here is your propane. Standard, they come with a 20-pound tank. You can actually wrestle a 30-pound tank in there. Right. So if you go ahead and look at the roof, one thing to notice here is the struts are all internal. There is nothing external hanging off the sides of this as you're driving through trails and driving down the road. It also keeps the struts nice and clean. Again, more engineering details that matter. The only other thing to note on this, which you can't see, I actually have 400 watt of solar on the roof. You can get up to, I believe it might be 1,000 watts of solar now. These are all upgrades that were made after we bought it. Now I do want to show you some details just as far as the wiring and things like that. So let's take a look. Not sure if you can see it or not, but the wiring for the corner lights and everything coming out of there, just really well done, really well protected. Nothing gets snagged. This is a work of art in here. So your hot water, your cold water, and your propane are all in this retractable track. Everything is down on the floor, super nice and neat. There's nothing that's kinking, there's nothing that's binding. It's really hard to find this attention to detail in any manufacturer. Then all of your wiring coming out of the tongue, grommeted, properly protected, and you have absolutely nothing hanging underneath here. You've got a full belly pan. Now I will note the belly pan is optional. Now, it was standard when we bought it. Each of them also has an Anderson plug. That way you can have your vehicle to trailer hookup. Just some other thoughtful details that I actually appreciate. He actually uses cables instead of chains just to keep everything off the ground. Standard heavy duty 7-pin. You've got 16 inches of clearance. The lowest point is actually the water tank. Everywhere else, you've got anywhere from 18 to 22 inches of clearance. Each trailer comes with Timbrens axle-less heavy-duty suspension and electric trailer brakes. E-rated 285/70 17 tires are standard, so basically roughly the metric equivalent to a 33-inch tire. All right, so you guys have seen everything on the outside, or at least everything I remembered to show you. Now, let's take a look on the inside. Now that we're in here, we're gonna continue with mad amounts of storage. So what you'll see here, we have these 4 cabinets. Each one of these cabinets opens all the way up, goes to the front end of the trailer here. The pairs on either side go through, so you have plenty of storage. The only thing is there is a divider here in the middle where the electrical panel goes. For electric, I've got the 2000 watt inverter, so I have AC power here, USB, and a standard 12 volt outlet. In addition to the cabinets up front, you have 3 drawers. Each drawer is 2 feet deep. Plenty of space for things. So we have our general drawer, her drawer, and my drawer. One other detail that I wanted to be sure to mention, all the cabinetry, everything is aluminum. There is no wood whatsoever in this trailer, so there is nothing to rot, which is fantastic. This bench here fits a Dutch Shepherd perfectly. It's 30 inches by about, I think it's a little over 6 feet long because it actually goes under the cabinet here. It's perfect for another person that actually can sleep down here. And here is that pull-through cabinet that I mentioned earlier, or sorry, pass-through cabinet I mentioned earlier that goes all the way to the outside. In this would be the toilet that comes with it, usually comes in here. Standard, they come with a Thetford cassette toilet. You can optionally get the, I forget which model it is, but one of the powered ceiling toilets. We actually opted to leave our cassette toilet at home and just use a folding one. Each trailer comes with a lagoon table, so you can swivel it between the two seats, get it out of the way as a work surface, whatever you need to do. We usually remove it. It fits perfectly out of the way. More storage in here. It's where I tend to keep my electronics, things of that nature. Thoughtful shoe cubby. And you have your two exhausts for the heating system down here. One thing I forgot to mention when talking about accessing the toilet, the lid actually goes up. It's held up by struts so that you can actually use your toilet inside if you want, or opt to take it outside. All of the cushions actually have a nice Scotch guarded fabric on them. And this side here is actually your power compartment. I'm running the Redarc TVMS Rogue with a Manager 30. Again, the beauty of the wiring in here, all of your controls. There's a remote for your inverter so you can turn on here without having to go underneath to turn everything on. All my batteries in here. Forgive me, I am not taking it apart. Controller for your Truma system, both your hot water and your heat. More USB ports. This is simply the monitor for air temperature for your heater. The window has a built-in screen and blind. Nice touch. You've got a full residential queen size bed. Now this, I actually bought just a baby gate I got off of Amazon because as you can see, the dogs wanted to jump down the middle and it is quite the drop. Another nice touch that I really appreciate, all of the windows are zip. So you've got your screen, clear plastic for when it's crappy out, but you still want a view. And then you've got the fully insulated cover that zips up separately. Now the insulation is an option. However, I highly, highly, highly recommend you get it. Some nice touches. There are stays sewn into the insulation to actually allow it to just drop. When you drop the roof, there's no bunching fabric or anything like that. Nice thick material. We've actually been in here when it's in the teens, and the heat had no problem keeping it 65 in here. Another detail to show you is there is a vent for the heat up here on the bed, so you can actually pull the covers over it and have nice hot air under the bed. And you've got a full-length cubby space here, more USB ports at the end of that. Each trailer also comes with a Max Fan Deluxe and full-length dimmable LED lighting, which is nice. You got your smoke detector and your standard propane detector. And here's some more of those wiring details. Just everything is really nice and neat. Everything has anchors. It's totally out of the way. Last major piece of storage is this cabinet. As you can see, plenty of room for things. And finally, what came with ours, you have the Redarc Red Vision system. So we have interior lighting. Here's the lighting for the kitchen area, lighting for the shower area, our water pump, and I actually have an optional water tank heater since we camp year round. Battery capacity, we are full because the sun is blazing, and water capacity here. Each one of these comes standard with a 36-gallon water tank that is between the axles, or if there were axles. Now, other thoughtful details, nice head bump here. I've used it on more than one occasion. All right, we absolutely love this trailer. There are a few nitpicky things that I've had with it, so we'll go over those. The latches that they use for the cabinets are these standard South Code latches. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of material for them to bite on. I've actually added washers underneath a number of them. I've had these drawers and everything come open on me on the trail. Yes, we make sure that the latches are actually pushed in and secured and everything, but they're not the most secure thing in the world for an off-road trailer. I know it's super nitpicky of me, but the wall material, it's kind of a fabric-ish thing, really tight weave, but as you can see, as a dog owner, it really attracts fur. I'd probably have gone with a somewhat smoother surface, but again, super nitpicky. If you don't have dogs, it's not even an issue. However, if it starts getting dirty and dusty, it is a little bit more of a pain to clean than a smooth surface. So again, some of the other nitpicky stuff, I'm not a fan of the max couplers. I find them to be a pain in the butt to try to get everything lined up and drop them in smoothly to the receiver on the truck. Personally, I would rather have, you know, a DO35 or something, a McHitch or something like that. They do the job. I'm just not particularly a fan of them. All right, I'm sure there's probably some details I missed. Oh, you mean like raising and lowering the top and showing you how much stuff I can fit in the tongue box? Don't worry, I got you. Just want to show you guys, once you roll into camp, even though we're packing up and heading out, how easy it is to get the roof out. We've got 4 latches here, 1 on each corner. Simply undo those. Make sure, if any of you aren't familiar with having a hybrid pop-top camper, make sure you have a door open, otherwise you're going to create a massive amount of suction and you're never going to get that roof up. All right, so we put the front up first. You have to, there's a very specific order, front first, then rear. Simple as that. One of the reasons you got to put the front up first is you're not going to fit otherwise. The rear. Just like that. All right. And to break it down, you just go in reverse order. And that's it. There's absolutely no fabric sticking out. So unlike all the other pop tops that are sitting there stuffing fabric in there and precarious positions trying to hang on to stuff where it's raining or snowing, none of that with this. Seals up perfectly. And you simply just go to each corner and latch your latches. They're also lockable, which is kind of a nice thing. Stick a small padlock in there, and that's it. All of this is going to fit in there. So when I say it has a lot of storage, I mean it. So we got our 2 heated cozy chairs, our matching dog chair because we're super bougie, ground mat that we didn't use, hammer, stakes, and the dog cot. A lot of vertical space so you can put stuff upright. That's it. Hopefully you got something out of me going over the trailer and through it. We absolutely love it. It's been probably a few places that we shouldn't have taken a trailer this size. It's handled it beautifully. Now one thing with the suspension, with the Timbren especially, there's not really any damping mechanism. It's not like the Cruise Master where you have shocks to add some rebound damping. So it can be a little bouncy, just means you need to slow it down a little more. But for the cost, everything that we got this at, there is nothing comparable out there. And I think that's about it. If you guys want to see any more details, again, it's Arkto, ARKTO campers.com. Aaron and the crew there are absolutely fantastic and will be happy to answer any of the questions that you have. Not sponsored by them, don't get anything from it. We are just incredibly happy with our decision to get this. All right, guys, we'll see you out there on the trails. Thanks for checking this out.